Okay, so we've called this one Getting a Little Bit Shirty. I wonder why. It's a cute little card, isn't it? So a t-shirt or shirt shaped card with a sentiment panel on the inside with a fabulously decoupaged, you can see that, motorbike on the front. Really, really cool. Now, the actual card base for this one obviously is shaped like a shirt. Now, because you're printing this out at home, it's having to be done on two separate sheets. Now, you can join them. There is a tab where you join it at the back. So it's joined to, the tab is actually on the front piece. So that folds over and then you just attach the back to it. Now, what you could do if you wanted a bit more stable is you could stick it down onto card first and then cut out so that it would be more rigid when you're trying to stand the card up. But depending on what card you're printing onto, you don't necessarily have to do it. On this one, I did. I cut it out or stuck it onto, I think I stuck it onto watercolour card actually before I cut it out on this one. I think I did actually. So, or you could just do it straight from the card that you're printing onto, depending on the thickness that you can get out of your printer. So there you go. So I'll put that to one side because that's the one that let's have a sample one, just to make sure it works. And then we have our decoupage layers that I have here. I've already gone around the edges with my Memento Jewel marker on this one because it has got black lines around it. And I've gone around the centre panel of the motorbike with the fired brick in red. So just to hide some of those layers that I'm not all that good with cutting out. Now, before we start, I'm going to choose which panel to put on the inside. Now, vintage but never too old, or just the one with the motorbike on. I really like that one, so I'm going to use that one. So for this one, I'm just going to run some tape runner down the inside and then just place that in, let's about halfway up, I think. About there. And then that's that in place. So we don't have to worry about that, and I don't have to worry about forgetting to put it on. Okay, your sentiments. On the front of the card anyway, well, actually there's nothing on the front of the card, is there? You've got happy birthday, get well soon, happy retirement, or golden oldie. Now this one, he says, looking to see whether he's actually picked the punch up, but he hasn't. So let me just reach over and grab it. There we go. This one fits another Stampin' Up punch, and this is called the Modern Label Punch. So again, another useful one to have in your stash. But if you don't want to buy that, or don't want it, then literally all you have to do is just cut it out. But being the person that I am, I'm going to put the happy birthday one in there just to show you that it does actually work. Make sure it's all lined up. Yep. A little bit over to the left. And there we go. So we have a happy birthday sentiment there. And there's also a handmade by one on there as well. But like I say, you don't have to have the punches. They're not a prerequisite. So I'll get my fired brick pen out because I've just punched it and get rid of those raw edges that the punch has just left behind. Like so. There you go. Done and dusted. Pen away. Okay, so first thing we're going to do, large panel. All right, so large panel calls for waste. So grab a pile of foam pads. I'm just using the wastage up because I don't like to throw anything away. And that will stick down quite nicely and give us all the depth and dimension we need. And our main panel on like so. Next step is your motorbike layer. So I'm going to add a couple of circular ones just to the wheels. And then just a couple in touches. Actually, one at the bottom there. Then I'm going to squeeze a second one up there. Now, the reason I've done that is because we're going to be adding some decoupage onto these areas here, so I want to give them a little bit of stability. So just look up the areas that you're going to be decoupaging and make sure you've got enough stability behind or underneath so that it doesn't sag and doesn't give way while you're adding your extra layers to it. Okay, so we now have the fuel tank and the engine. So I'm going to put one right in the middle of the fuel tank, and I'm going to put a smaller foam pad just in the middle of that. Okie doke. So I'll just pick that up, and then we can just lay that over the top using our finger as a guide. And there we have it so far. Looking rather marvellous. And then we've just got another one, another fuel tank one. So we'll just pop another small pad right in the middle of that one there. And that should then just go straight into place. My voice is starting to go. I'm not surprised after all the recording I've done. Okay, now, next layer. We need to add on the collars. So we have collars there. Let's make sure we get them the right way around. I think that one must be that one. Yep. They only actually go on one particular way. So, smaller foam pads for this one. One there. And one there. Position it into the corners. And then you can just pop it straight down. That gives that dimension on that bit there. And then you see me looking for that piece then. I'd forgotten it was there. And then we can then just add that to the collar. Like so. Nice collar pieces, and then we have one that also fits on the back. So for this one, I'm actually going to use two of those round ones because I know we're going to be able to fit those in. We're not going to be adding anything else onto the back of that. There we go. One and two. We line that up that way. So turn it round. Lovely. And give it a push down. Okay, we still haven't put our sentiment on here yet. So you could add that to the bottom, like that. Or you could add it to the inside, like that. Entirely up to you. I'm going to add it onto the front. Just on a couple of foamies, just because I can. Okay. Make sure we get it the right way around and upside down. And there. Okay. So what else have we got? We've got some buttons. Our favourite little buttons. Now, what they're doing with punch, there it is. So I'm just going to pop out 3 of these buttons. so. So this is the 3/8 circle punch. It's an X-cut one. So there we go. So we've got our 3. Now because we've already put our sentiment at the bottom, now on this one I put the buttons at the bottom here and the sentiment on the inside. Entirely up to you which way around you want to do it, or wherever you want to put the buttons. Now I think I'm going to put the buttons in a line coming down on the sleeve. So I'm going to place one in the middle, like so. They're sticking to my my sleeve. I've been very naughty. And one there. And another one there. And then using my quick stick, that's one way to deal with them. Over there, over there, and over there. Now there are enough, there's 2 sets, there are 6, so you could put a set out the other side as well if you want to. But I'm going to leave it like that. And I think we're done. So all there is to do now is just to add in your little accents. Now all I'm going to do is add some glossy accents to the buttons, the 3 buttons coming down the middle. I'm going to add some glossy accents around the outside and into the middle, around the outside and into the middle, around the outside into the middle. And then I'm going to add some glossy accents onto the light, the fuel tank, and the engine stock down here, like so. And then I'm just going to put some along the exhaust area too. Maybe a couple of blobs into the middles of those. And then I'm going to leave that to dry and go and put the kettle on. There you go. That's one, and that's the other.